spite of considerable harassment, professional pilots continue to come forward with their accounts of incredible encounters with UFOs. Inventor and author Dr. Richard Haynes is seen here working with his computerized research file of over 3,000 UFO sightings by commercial and military pilots. Because good eyesight and sharp abilities of observation are required to become a professional pilot, Dr. Haynes believes that the testimony of these credible witnesses cannot be ignored.
We're not dealing with mental projections or hallucinations on the part of the witness, but with a real physical phenomenon.
Milton Torres is not the kind of guy to tell a tall tale. 20 years in the Air Force, an engineer with a PhD, a professor. He's all about brass tacks and left brain thinking. So I was all ears when he started talking about his UFO encounter over England in May of 1957.
The right stuff. But there is another side to Cooper's lifetime in aviation. One that for years he would only discuss with close friends, until now. It involves his personal encounters with UFOs. For him, it began in 1951 while flying in Europe for the U.S. Air Force. There, Cooper and other pilots witnessed an incident that has never been officially explained. A vast armada of UFOs flying in formation at extremely high altitudes.
A UFO in China's skies forced Zhoushan Airport to stop operations on July 7th. Outbound flights were grounded. The unidentified flying object was detected by a flight crew. The incident has captured the attention of Chinese media. Theories about the UFO's identity are burning up on the internet as well. They include everything from a hidden U.S. bomber to an elaborate man-made hoax. For now, the UFO continues to be a mystery.
Man should know that God, force, is quite simply that of creation, and that man also, either coming from the higher spiritual spheres or being elevated to those spheres after numerous terrestrial lives, reincarnation people, is subject to creation and respectively complementary to it. The higher he soars, the greater becomes his power. However, one can never identify God separately from the creation because God itself is a part of it, with all the rest of the gods, who coexist within its various states of being, stages of instant celestial substance which are perfectly adapted to them. A spiritually developed being as part of creation acknowledges creation in all things, even the smallest microbe, and leading a creative life causes fears and doubts to vanish like rain before the sun. By creative thinking, man acquires knowledge and wisdom and a sense of unlimited strength, which unbinds him from the limitations of convention and dogma. Material life on earth is only a passing event, a phenomenon vanishing after time. Here before him and after him, there continues to exist the creative presence of the universe. When the Spirit, this universal self, manifests itself in the human being through constant love, wisdom, and truth, then a major breakthrough occurs in the surrounding self-veils which eliminate the physical material urge of greed, anger, hate, avarice, war. Then and only then has he reached the destination of his existence. And neither is it consistent with the truth that our brothers and sisters come from other parts of space on behalf of a God to bring the world the long-awaited peace. In no case do we come on behalf of anybody, since creation by itself confers no obligation on us. It is a law unto itself, and every form of life must conform within and become part of it.
Sin duda resulta por demás interesante mantener una conversación con Louis Farrakhan, un hombre que encabezó una marcha de 1 millón de hombres en Washington, un hombre que es reconocido de alguna manera como el sucesor de los líderes negros más importantes que existen o han existido en los Estados Unidos. Este hombre, para nuestra sorpresa, habla abiertamente del fenómeno extraterrestre. Nos dice no solamente que es una verdad, sino que es inevitable y que el mundo muy pronto conocerá de esta extraordinaria realidad.
It has been a secret, above top secret, in the United States and in governments around the world. But more recently, governments have decided to expose to their populace the reality of the existence of these so-called unidentified flying objects.
I read about this incident you had in 1951, and you said you saw literally hundreds of unidentifiable flying objects.
Yes, they were flying quite high. How high we couldn't tell because we couldn't get anywhere near their altitude. But they were either very large craft way up or smaller craft still well above what we could get to.
One of the most thoroughly investigated cases in Dr. Haynes' file involves the near collision of a UFO with a United States Army helicopter piloted by Lieutenant Colonel Lawrence Coyne and his crew. While flying over Mansfield, Ohio at 11 p.m. on October 18, 1973, they observed a bright red object which paralleled their craft and then rapidly moved toward them on a collision course.
I looked out the window and observed this light moving at a very excessive speed, in excess of 600 knots, coming at the helicopter. It looked like a locked-on missile.
A family of 5 in a car observed the strange red object on a collision course with Colonel Coyne's helicopter. They pulled off the road to watch.
The thing that makes this particular evening a unique experience was that it was almost a mid-air collision with an object that you know as a UFO.
And in the personal story segment tonight, Academy Award-winning actress Shirley MacLaine frequently raises eyebrows with her out-of-this-world views, like her claim that she's had close encounters with aliens and out-of-body experiences.
A little UFOs. You know, I'm skeptical because as a reporter I realize if you could prove the existence of UFOs or produce an alien, you would make gazillions of dollars. Come clean about...
Yes, and let me just point out that I think the reason it's been suppressed is because they are suppressing it for our own good. They think that we might panic and pull an Orson Welles number, like happened with War of the Worlds. But when you have polls done where 60% of the American people believe in UFOs, I think we can handle it. And also this curtain of ridicule that goes on.
All right.
Like that.
I agree that you shouldn't be ridiculed if you believe in UFOs, but I shouldn't be ridiculed if I'm skeptical and ask you to provide me as much information as you can.
I'm not ridiculing you.
Okay. No, I know you would never do that. You're much too nice. Final question. Do you believe that Bush, Cheney, and all these guys know that there's extraterrestrials around, that they personally know it?
From talking to Jimmy Carter, from my contacts with the people around Reagan, the presidents are not on a need-to-know basis. And I've talked to all the astronauts. They tell me.
Some astronauts do believe in airline pilots that they've seen unexplained things.
Yeah. I think the question is not are they seeing something real that's unidentified, but what are they? Let's get into that discussion.
Do you know what they are?
There's so many visitations that I would have to do some kind of analysis on, and then I could answer your question.
We are? Are they people? Or?
They're living star beings, yeah.
Star beings?
That's what they prefer to be called rather than aliens.
Do they get haircuts and stuff? I mean, do they look like we do?
Stop that.
No, come on now, lighten up a little, Miss McLean.
Me lighten up?
Yeah. Do they look like us? Do they have...
God, I hope not.